At some point in the trading journey, whether you're a seasoned trader or a beginner trader, you would have experienced what we call the urge to quit, the urge to go back to the known, because in the beginning stages of trading, there is a lot of uncertainty. So you are practically in the unknown. You don't know whether you're going to be making money. You don't know whether you're going to actually be able to have what it takes to make it. There is a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of traders hit this point and they walk away. So ladies and gentlemen, in this video that you're about to watch, this is a one-on-one session with one of my students. Watch this video. I talk a little bit about my personal journey, my struggles, the financial constraints that I faced in the journey. So as you watch this video, think about your journey, reflect on your journey right now, where you currently are. Feel free to leave a comment down below in terms of what your takeaway. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're out there living free.
Right, that feeling is gonna come frequently. The feeling of, hey man, you want to quit. You want to quit. You've hit a milestone where nothing is just working. And for me, I hit that a couple of times where I felt like, hey, you know what? I was ready to give up. Nothing was working. The creditors were calling, the banks was calling. No money in the bank. And how do you keep chasing a dream that requires money? It's a dream that requires financial assistance, that you want money. Your dream requires fuel, which is more money, and you don't have any. So it's like, how do you keep going down this cycle? So, the threat to quit was very high. The possibility of quitting was very high. A lot of traders usually face this and they say, you know what, cool. I'm just going to go work for a little bit and maybe save more money, or I'm just going to go find a job and stay that. Kind of going back to what you're saying, there's an analogy that is really important when it comes to chasing your goals and chasing your dreams, whether it's as a trader or as a human being, as an entrepreneur. You have to understand that the large majority of people aren't exactly doing this. They are not stepping into this lane where they are going after something that is going to test them. I say that, let's just say you have a jail cell. Most people are in prison. A lot of the time, unfortunately, it's based on the social construct that they have chosen to live in. If not that there's anything wrong with working a 9-to-5 job, if that's what you went to school for, if that's what you love to do, and that's what you enjoy doing. But we know that the large majority of people who choose to go down that path aren't exactly happy because they don't have the freedom. They're not making enough money and they're slaving and still don't have enough money. They still have to worry about money. So you have two people, right? Jail cell. One's happy there, right? Or maybe not happy, but getting 3 meals a day, right? Definitely not happy, but getting 3 meals a day. Nighttime comes, door closes, sleeps, wake up, next day repeat. And then they have you and all the other traders out there who are working towards becoming successful, who are working towards taking control of your lives and living the dream. Guys like you are out there striving, taking the risk. You want to break out, right? You want to break out from this jail cell. A lot of the time, you look at those people who are getting 3 meals, who are not exactly happy where they are, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to get in the game. They're not going to support you. Though they are going to be the haters. But the difference between yourself and them is, in the short term, they might be doing better. They might be getting fed more. They might be more maybe temporarily content, but that's where they're going to stay for the rest of your life. Whereas for you, you've decided to go to war with the institution. You have decided to go to war with yourself to get out from under and try to break free into a new place. That is something that takes time. It is not something that can happen overnight. It is not something that can happen in a few months. It is something that takes time. And the best way to achieve that goal is to chip at it one day at a time and make sure that you're doing the best that you possibly can every single day. If you do that, boom. All right, before you know it, it might take you 1 year, it might take you 2 years, it might take you 3 years, but you will be free. You would have broken free, while the same people who were happily eating 3 meals a day, sleeping in an uncomfortable bed, because it's like they're not willing to put the work, they will still be in that same position. But you went to war and you lost many battles. You got hurt, you got injured. There were days where you couldn't sleep. thinking, my God, how am I going to do it? But now you're in your, whether it's in Thailand, I know you like Thailand, where like, Bali, you're there, in your nice villa, or you're driving in your Rolls Royce, whatever it is, and you're just thinking to yourself, man, I tried, I fought. And because that's how I genuinely feel. The other day I went out for a drive. I saw an old colleague of mine that I used to work with, a few years ago. I rolled down my window and I was like, hey man, how's it going? I don't know what I was expecting, whether it was like a little like, hey, but it was surprise, like, what the, like, you're in that car? Like, how did you get there? Like, it's like what? Like, what? How are you driving that? We were working and making $1,600 a month. How are you doing that now? And he was with a girl, so it's like, I didn't mean to, like, I wasn't trying to flex. I was just genuinely, like, happy to see the guy. But that's what it feels like, because it's like, you didn't try. You accepted what you were.
No, because, like, you've gone through that period, like, which I'm going through now, and you've come out on the other side, and you're seeing the benefits now.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what, like, I'm kind of, like, it's not why I'm doing it, obviously, but, like, that comes with it, like, the times, like, you don't even realize it now, but, like, revenge or anything, but, like, the best thing is, like, success, isn't it? Like, if you do well for yourself,
absolutely,
people are gonna know it.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you're, like, living that now, so it must be a mad feeling. Like,
it's a crazy feeling, my old manager still follows me on social media, and he sees my life, and he doesn't always say, he doesn't say anything, but I know, because it's like,
yeah, exactly, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, you know what's going, like, you just know at that point it doesn't matter how they react, because it's like, you're cushy, you're well off. And it's like, you just...
I don't do it for anybody. I did it for me.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Like, I genuinely believe, of course, it's like, if you have that fire burning in your heart, there's something more for me, and I'm going to pursue this, and trading is the vehicle for this success. Follow that and give it everything you got. If it's not, something else is going to come. But if you don't follow that fire and that desire in where it pushes you and tries to take you, it's going to be very difficult for it to lead you anywhere else, right? Because everything comes from within. For you, it's about trusting yourself, believing in yourself, and understanding that it might take a little bit of time. Trading is going to take you through many ups and downs, but in the end, it always works if you actually try. And that was the thing for myself when the day that things really changed for me, I thought of quitting that day, and I thought of, like, my God, I don't think I can do this. And I asked myself, and I said, Emmanuel, before you quit, have you actually tried, given this, worked on this, the same way you would even work at a job that is paying you, right? You go to work 9 to 5, boom, 40 hours a week, yeah, it's making you. Have you even given this craft that much effort? Has there been a week where you can say you have dedicated 30, 40 hours into working on the craft that you want to become a multi-millionaire in?
It's a pretty good point, to be fair.
And that's it, right? Because a lot of us, we like to think that we are actually trying, but we're not being honest with ourselves, right? And in order for you to achieve this journey that we're on, if you look at, like, screw the whole YouTube thing or like Instagram stuff, like, it's about pure accountability, with ourselves, because that's what's gonna get us there. Are you doing what it takes, or are you just hoping for something to just come and, okay, you're gonna put in maybe 5 hours a week because you heard a trader tell you, I only trade 2 hours a day, so that's it. So you put 2 hours a day, maybe 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week, 4 hours a week, and expect to become a millionaire, when at your current job right now, you're putting in 40 hours a week and you're still broke. You still don't have enough money.
There's absolutely no way that I can suddenly think of something that's going to get me to that place, like, soon. It's like anything I choose to get me to where I want to be, it's going to take time. And that's why I went back to trading, because I thought, well, I've already put a lot of time into that. To be honest, it's like me and my brother, we both live by the same thing. And it's the same thing as 50 Cent says. It's like, get rich or die trying. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you actually make it or not. It's more like when you come to the point where you're going to die, like, are you going to be able to say to yourself, honestly, like, I done everything that I could? I want to get to that point, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'd rather use all my time and energy to get to that point than like just settle for less and live my life knowing like whatever. Do you know what I mean? And me and my brother are the exact same, and we always, even though we're like the other side of the world from each other, like we always just tell each other things just to keep each other in check. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's just really, like, that's as simple as it is. I've realized like the only answer is just putting in the work and never stopping.
The goal is to try. That's the thing. That's the goal. That the goal is not for you to become a millionaire. The goal is for you to wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
And to just try. And to try to be the best version of yourself. To try to be the best trader that you were yesterday. And, you know, just keep going. And that's how you accumulate, you know, just milestones that eventually you just realize, okay, you know what? I am the person that, you know, can actually have the success, right? Like I said, trading always creates a lot of victim-like mentality for people because you're losing, right? And when you're losing, it's easy for you to feel like a loser. But during that time, it is extremely important to still feel like and carry yourself like the winner, because that is how you can move. You can make decisions from that standpoint, because the decisions you make at a valley when things are not going well will never be beneficial for you, especially if it's decision like based on the emotional responses or the emotional feelings that you're feeling at that time. Because when you're in a valley, which is at a low point, you feel like quitting,